The first session begins with Rafael Caro Quintero, who was arrested for having marijuana corpse. Felix Gallardo, a state police officer, arrives to save him, but first he pretends to be on their side of military. Felix saved him because he was his wife's nephew, and also sold marijuana. Felix was a police officer since he had a good relationship with the governor, since before he had been his son's bodyguard. However, Felix decided to stop being a police officer and decided himself to the drugs business. So he worked for El León. After that happened with Operation Condor. Felix proposes a business idea to El León, y El León accepted. Therefore, Felix moved to Guadalajara.
The marijuana originated in Sinaloa, one of the cities of the Golden Triangle with Chihuahua and Durango, in which it was distributed. Sometime later, the government carried out Operation Condor, which consisted of an invasion of Sinaloa to dismantle the drug traffickers, burn the fields, and arrest the producers. At that time, the DIA had only been in operation for a few years. Before the big cartels, the drug traffickers were solitary Sinaloans, almost all of them with the police permission, and they call it the Plaza system. Felix Gallardo dreamed of a drug syndicate to achieve it, he had to ally himself with the most dangerous Mexicans. During that time, Mexico took sides in the Cold War because it wanted investments from the USA, and as a compromise, it created the DFS. In fact, when students of Tlatelolco lent for expenses in the Olympic Games and the rights, the DFS was the one who found out the plan and killed the students. Felix Gallardo wants to make a lie with the DFS agents because they could do whatever they want. Felix met El Chapo when he was driver of El León. At that time, Felix managed to create the first drug syndicate in Mexico with political allies and drug leaders. Felix and Rafael Caro Quintero managed to have a massive marijuana field. Rafael Caro Quintero kidnapped Sara Cosio, the daughter of the Secretary of Education and pre-member. The two of them had a relationship before this kidnapping, because it was planned. But this made the DFS go after him. At that time, the DFS had the power to kill, disappear, or arrest anyone they want. Felix travels on a business to a meeting to transport cocaine for the Cali cartel. After the meeting, he is kidnapped with Isabela and taken to Pablo Escobar, who threatens him, but they also talk about business. Felix began transporting shipments of cocaine on planes. The DFS creates a plan to stop Felix at the border. After the DEA took one of their planes with $6 million on papers from his account in USA. Thomas was the one who managed Felix's account in USA, but the DFS threatened him and he had to contribute to them. The plan was to notify Felix that the DFS has found his account and he needed to transfer the money to another. But for this, Felix's signature was needed. Therefore, he had to cross the border where the US DFS could arrest him or kill him. Since in Mexico, Felix had the favor of high officials and politicians. Felix agreed to the United States and gives a shy image so as not to attract attention. When he was about to cross the border, agent received a call. While this happened, the DFS was hiding in the strategic point, prepared to execute his plan. The border agent passed the call to Felix. The call came from a Mexican politician who warned him about the DFS plan and told him to not cross the border until and return to Mexico. Since the plan didn't work out, Kike Camarena and the DFS had to create another plan. Felix's money continued to increase abysmally thanks to cocaine. This made him forget about the marijuana business and Rafael Caro Quintero, who felt forgotten. Sometime later, Kiki Camarena destroyed the marijuana fields. This made Rafael Caro Quintero very angry. Time later, Felix kidnapped Camarena. Meanwhile, Camarena's wife contacted American politicians to help her. After a while of being kidnapped, they killed him. This may attract more attention from the United States DFS, and that's how the first season ends.